Good morning, Year 4. Welcome to today's maths lesson. We're going to be continuing our learning on time, looking at analogue and digital today. But of course, we're going to start with our do now. So you can see your do now on your screen now. We're going to carry on practicing our arithmetic skills. So you need to pause the video and do the questions and come back when you're ready. Off you go. Okay, hopefully you have managed to have a go at those. So let's pop up the answers. So you may want to pause your video again and mark those and come back when you're ready to continue with the lesson. Okay, well done. Let's move on with today's learning. So we're just going to do a quick review of what we were learning yesterday about minutes past and to. So you can see some clocks on your screen. Now it's only got the minute hand on, which remember is the long hand. So I want you to think really carefully if it's past or to, and then you're going to write down what time it is just in minutes. So for example, the first one, it's on this side of the clock, so I know it's past. So I can just count how many minutes, and I know it's that many minutes past. We don't know the hour, so you're just writing the minutes. Okay, off you go. Okay, hopefully you have remembered all of that from yesterday. Let's just check your answers to see if you're feeling confident. So we had 12 minutes past for number 1. The one in the middle here was 23 minutes to, because it's on this side of the clock. Then we had quarter to. The next one was 6 minutes to, 2 minutes past, and then 17 minutes to. So hopefully you have remembered that from our learning from the last 2 days. Now we're going to be moving on today to look at analogue and digital. So as you can see on your screen, I've got 2 different types of clocks. So the one on the top in the circle that we've been looking at is called analogue. And then the ones on the bottom with the numbers are digital. Now we can see this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes past 8, which is what we've been learning. So that's why it says 8:05. So it's written slightly different way round, but I've still got my minutes and then my hour on this side. But then when we get to this side, again, I've got my hour first, but you'll notice it says 38 minutes, okay, 38. Whereas before we were writing how many minutes to the hour, digital is slightly different because we just count how many minutes right up until the next hour when we get to 60, okay? So we're going to learn how to do that today. So the first number that I do on this side in the red is the hours, okay? And we're only looking at 12-hour digital time today. Now, some of you might be familiar with the 24-hour clock. We're just going to focus on 12-hour today, and we'll be looking at 24 tomorrow. So I have my hours on this side, and then how many minutes passed on this side, okay? As you see, it's got 49. It should go right up to 59 the minutes, and then it will go to the next hour, okay? Because there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So let's have a look at why we use AM and PM. So we always have AM and PM when it's 12-hour digital time. Otherwise, we wouldn't know what time of day it was, because there are obviously 2 lots of 6s in the day and 2 lots of 12s in the day. So we need to make sure we're very clear which one it is so people know what time of day we are on. So, for example, 000 AM is midnight when you are in bed at home asleep, hopefully. And then we have 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and so on. So those ones are AM right up until 11 o'clock when we're having break time at school. And then when it gets to midday or noon, which is when we'll be nearly at lunchtime, that is when it changes to PM. So we have 12 hours in the morning that we use AM, and then it changes at lunchtime to 12 PM, and then right up until 11 o'clock is PM, okay? So you can see this one will be representing 20 past 9 in the evening, and this is 20 past 9 in the morning. So we have to use that AM and PM just so that we're really clear which time it is. So let's have a look at some examples together. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to look at how we convert our analogue into digital. So I've got my step success at the side here to help me, and I've written whether it's morning or afternoon or evening, so we're nice and clear whether we need to use AM or PM.
So, first of all, I need to look at my hour hand, which I know is my red hand, the small one. I need to write down the hour that is past, okay? So, it's just past 10 o'clock, so I know that it's going to be 10. So the hour is 10. So I've done my first step. Now I need to look at the minute hand. So I'm looking at my minute hand here, my blue one. Remember, that's the long hand. I need to write down how many minutes have passed, and that goes after the colon. So remember from yesterday, I can count each individual line, but I know that each jump in the number is 5. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23. So the time is 10:23. There's really one important thing that I need to include on the end. I know that it is morning. So I need to say whether it's AM or PM. So this is the morning when we're in school, about to go to break time. It would be AM. Okay, let's look at another example. So this time, it's the evening. So I know I'm going to be using PM. I'm going to write my time first. So first thing I need to do is look at the hour hand. So I want you to think, which hour am I going to be using? I can see it's between the 4 and the 5. Which one am I going to be using? Okay, hopefully you've recognised it should be 4 o'clock. Now it's a little bit confusing because yesterday when we were on this side and it was 2, we would say it was 2, 5 o'clock. This time would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I'd say 24 minutes to 5. But when we're writing in digital time, we're writing what is past the hour. So it's always going to be the number that I've just passed. So it's going to be the 4 that I'm using today. So I have to put the one that is previous, okay? Then I'm looking at my minute hand. So remember, I'm not counting backwards today. For digital, we just want to know how many minutes have gone past the hour. So again, I'm going to count in my 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36. So the time is 4:36. And then I need to remember I'm writing AM or PM. So this one is PM. So this would be 4:36 in the afternoon when we have gone home from school. Okay, let's look at one more example before you go off and have a go on your own. So first thing I need to do is look at the hour hand. I'm going to write down the hour. So my hour hand is my red hand. So I want you to look at the red hand and think, what is it going to be? Now remember, we're not looking at the next one today. If it's 2, we need to look at which hour is past. So what is going to go in my red side? Hopefully you are saying it's going to be 1, okay? So 1 is going to go on this side. Okay, next thing I need to do is look at my minute hand, which is the blue one, the long one. So remember, I'm not counting backwards. We don't say 2 when we're doing digital. So we need to count how many minutes have gone around, okay? So there's 2 ways I can do this. Hopefully you were thinking in your head. I could count all the way around from here. That's absolutely fine. Or I know there are 60 minutes in the hour, so I could find out what is here and then subtract, okay? It's entirely up to you. It's absolutely fine if you want to count all the way around. Or I can subtract how many minutes are left from 60. So I'm going to do, there are 5, 6, 7 minutes left until the hour. So if I do 60, take away 7, hopefully you can do that in your head, would equal 53. So there must be 53 minutes past the hour. Now I'm just going to check that by counting around my clock. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53. Okay, so you can do either way at home. You can choose what you want to do. And there's just one more thing that I need to make sure I add on. Fantastic. Right, AM or PM. So would this be AM or PM? It's 1:53 in the afternoon, after we've eaten lunch. Hopefully you're saying it should be PM, because 12 o'clock at midday at lunchtime changes to PM. Okay, I need to pop the video back on for you. So you're going to go away and have a go at that now. If you want to go back in the video and have a look again at when it changes to AM and PM, you can go back in the video and have a look at that, but your steps to success are there to help you. So you've got task 1 on your sheet. Now remember, if you can't print it, obviously just write the number down and task 1 and then what your time is. Don't forget your AM and PM on the end as well. It tells you in the brackets what time of day it is so that you're really clear. Okay, so pause the video, go away and have a go at this task, and then come back when you're ready to go on to the next part of the lesson. Off you go. Okay, hopefully you have had a go at that. Make sure you've marked your answers. The answer sheet is obviously in the home learning sheet for you as well. Make sure you're confident before you go on to the next part, because it gets a little bit trickier now. So we're now going to look at how we convert just straight from words into digital. So we don't have the clock there to help us this time. So we really need to think carefully about what that would look like. So we've got some very clear steps to success that should hopefully help us. So my time is 22 minutes past 11 in the morning. Now, I could use my clock and make 22 minutes past 11 to help. Okay, so that would be 21, 2. So I could have my clock there to help me. You might have one at home you can use. I'm going to try not to use that, just using my steps to success, because I won't always have the clock there in front of me. So the first thing I need to do is underline the hour. So it's 22 minutes past 11. So 11 is the hour, okay, because this is describing my minutes. So I need to think now, is it to or past? So it's past. As I've just made on my clock, I know it's on the past side, and it tells me in here. So if it says past, I need to just write the hour before the colon, okay? I would just write 11 in here, okay? Because remember, if it's past, that is the hour that is past, okay? So it would still be 11 on this side. If it's 2, I would have to do something slightly different. We'll look at that in the next example. So I've done step 1. Now I need to underline the minutes. So it's 22 minutes past. So I've done step 1 there. So look if to or past. So I know it's past. So if it's past, I can just literally write down my numbers here. Because as we said on the clock, because it's past, it is not going to change. It's only when it's on the 2 side, I'm going to have to do something slightly different. But 22 minutes past 11 is not going to change. Now, because I'm using 12-hour clock, I need to write my AM or PM, okay? Now, it says in the morning on here, so I know that it's going to be AM. Okay, so hopefully that one's quite straightforward. We're going to look at what happens now when it has something on the 2 side. It's going to get a little bit trickier, so make sure you're paying attention to the steps. So I've got 13 minutes to 8 in the morning. I'm going to make that on my clock just to make sure we're very clear why we're writing this. So 13 minutes, I'm going to go from 8, 10, and then 1, 2, 3. So that's showing me 13 minutes to 8, and we're looking at in the morning. So I'm just going to take that away so I can try and do it without my steps for now, and then we'll have a think about why. Okay, so first thing I need to do is underline the hour. So my hour is 8. So I've underlined my hour. Now I need to think about whether it's to or past. So this time it is 2. Okay, because as we said on our clock, it's on this side. It's not 8 o'clock yet. Okay. So if it's past, write the hour before the colon. So that's not useful to me because it's 2. So the next one, if it's 2, I need to take 1 away from the hour and write it before the colon. So my hour is 8. But remember, if I'm doing digital, I'm counting how many minutes have gone past the hour. So we need to look at the hour it is not past yet. So it would actually be 7 if I was looking with my analog. So I can do my head. I know that I need to take 1 away because the hour is actually 7. So I need to write 7 instead of 8 now. Okay, now let's look at the minutes. So I need to underline the minutes. It's 13 minutes. If it's 2 or past, well, I know it's 2. I've already looked at that in the first part. So if it's past, we just write the minutes, but it's not past this time. It's how many minutes? 2. Now, I can't say it's 13 minutes, 7:13, because 7:13 would not look like this on an analog clock. Okay, so this time I need to think about how many minutes have gone right around. Now, without using my clocks account, we're going to use a method I used in the last example. So this time we need to take the number of minutes away from 60. So it's 13 minutes, so I need to do 60 minus 13. So 0 minus 3, I can't do, so I'm going to regroup. 10 take away 3 is 7. And 5 take away 1 is 4. So there are 47 minutes, 7:47. So let's just look at that on my clock before we do another example with that and just check. So this is showing 13 minutes to 8. Let's just check. So 7:47, 47 minutes past 7. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 47. Okay, so that is showing me 7:47 or 13 minutes to 8. Remember, in digital, we would always write it like this. So, final thing I need to do is make sure I have written AM or PM, because remember, it's 12-hour clock, really important. This time it is in the morning again, so I can write AM. Okay, let's look at another example now. We're not going to use the clock to help us. We're going to see if we can follow just the steps. Okay, so first thing I need to do, underline the hour. So I want you to think, what is the hour in my question here? 29 minutes to 2 in the afternoon. What should I underline? Hopefully you're saying the 2. 2 is the hour here. So underline the hour. Circle 2 or past. 2 or past. This time it is 2. So we know it's going to be a bit trickier because I'm going to have to do some different steps this time. So it's not past, so I don't need to do that one. So I'll look at this step. If 2, take 1 away from the hour and write it before the colon. So it's 2, I need to take 1 away. So 2 take away 1 is 1. So my hour is going to be 1. So I've done that step now. Okay, now moving on to the minutes. So underline the minutes. I have 29 minutes. And look, if 2 or past, again, it's 2. So I can ignore step 3 there because it says if past, write down the minutes after the colon. I need to look at this one. If 2, take number of minutes away from 60 and write the answer after the colon. So I've got 29 this time, so I need to do 60, take away 29. So 0 take away 9 I can't do. So 0 take away 9 I need to regroup. I've got 10 take away 9. 10 take away 9 is 1. 5 take away 2 is 3. So there are 31 minutes past. Okay, so final thing that I need to do, I've written that one. I need to now write AM or PM. So this time it says in the afternoon. So afternoon, remember when it gets to noon, which is also known as midday at lunchtime, it changes to PM. So if it's the afternoon or the evening, I need to use PM. Okay? So you've got your steps to success on the board. I'm going to pop that back up for you.
There we go. So your next task, number 2, is to write each time in 12-hour digital. So as I've just done there. So really make sure you're following the steps to success really clearly, thinking about whether it's past or to. And do go back and have a look at the last example if you need to help you. Once you have finished, you have, after task 2, some reasoning questions to get on with as well. Okay, so think about them really carefully. There's a few there. Do try and have a go at them all. And if you're really not sure, make sure you check the answer sheet and then we can go through some of them in our briefings together. So I am going to pause put this slide back up for you so you've got 2 steps to success. So you can pause the video here. I'm going to stop the video in a moment, but you can pause it so you've got your steps there to help you with the task, okay? And then when you're finished, make sure you check your answers and post your work to Seesaw, okay? So have a lovely day, everybody. Good luck with the maths, and we will see you in your briefings later on today. Bye.